Hello, welcome to Aaron's story again. Today is really cold. So our story is gonna flow up gonna cold. So it's the chapter 6 of Anne of the Green Gable. Chapter 6, Marilla makes up her mind. Mrs. Spencer was very surprised to see Marilla and Anne when she opened the door. Didn't I expect to see you today? How are you, Anne? She said with a smile. I'm as well as I can be expected, said Anne. She walked to Mrs. Spencer's living room with a very sad face. I've come to see you about a strange mistake. We sent word that I wanted an 11-year-old boy, but you brought us a girl. Mrs. Spencer was shocked. Marilla Cuthbert, you did no such thing. My brother Robert's girl, Nancy, brought us the message that you wanted the girl. We should have gone ourselves. Anyhow, the mistake has been made, so the only thing we have to set it right. Can we send the child back? I guess so, said Mrs. Spencer. Although Mrs. Black was just saying she wished I'd brought her a girl to help out. Perhaps she could take her? Oh, that's perfect. Wouldn't it? When she heard this, Marilla wasn't as relieved as she thought she did. Did she really want to send Anne away? Marilla thought about Mrs. Black, her bad temper, and her children, always in trouble. Well, look, isn't that funny? Said Mrs. Spencer. She pointed at Mrs. Black, walking by that very moment. Mrs. Spencer called out to her when they were at her living room. Mrs. Spencer told the story of the mix-up. She explained that Cuthberts had really wanted a boy. Therefore, this little girl was in need of a home. Mrs. Black regarded Anne from head to toe. Doesn't look like there's much to you. Are you a hard worker? Anne nodded. Well, Miss Cuthbert, I guess I can take her. If you like, I can take her home right now. Marilla looked at Anne. She thought of little girl, and her very sad face softened her heart. Well, I don't know, Marilla said slowly. Matthew and I haven't decided that we would keep her. In fact, Matthew is set on letting her stay. I just wanted to find out what happened. I should talk over with Matthew. Will that suit you, Mrs. Black? I guess it'll have to, she sniffed. Anne's face started to light up. There was a flush of hope. When they were in Big Buggy again, Oh, Mrs. Cuthbert, did you really say that perhaps I could stay in Green Gables? Nothing is decided. I said we would think on it. Mrs. Black certainly needs you more than I do, said Marilla crossly. I'd better go back to orphanage, said Anne. Marilla tried not to smile. When they arrived at Green Gables, Matthew met them on the lane. He was very happy to see Anne with still Marilla. He helped them out of Budgie. When Anne was upstairs, Marilla told him about their adventures and Anne's life with other families. I've never brought up the child, I dare say. I'll make a mess of it. I'll do best, so far as I'm concerned. Matthew, she may stay. Matthew's shy face lit up. But don't go interfering, she said to her brother. Perhaps an old maid doesn't know much about bringing the child, but she knows more than an old man. There, Marilla. You can have your own way. I'm just glad that she'll be staying. She's an interesting little thing, said Matthew. I won't tell her tonight, though, Marilla added. She won't slip a wink. My goodness, did you ever think that the day could come when Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert would adopt an orphan girl? My word! Marilla waited until the next afternoon to tell Anne she could stay. She watched as Anne worked very hard all morning. Marilla noticed that Anne worked quickly when she wasn't daydreaming. All this dreaming will be a problem, Marilla thought. When Anne finished her chores, she stood before Marilla, determined to learn her fate. Please, Miss Cuthbert, don't make me wait any longer. Will you be sending me away from Green Gables? Matthew and I have decided to keep you. That is, if you will be trying to be a good girl, Marilla responded. What child would ever is better? I'm crying, but I can't think why, said Anne. I'm as glad as can be. It's just something that we're glad to stay at Green Gables in the white way of delight and lake of shining waters. Oh, this is like an heaven. Oh my gosh, she's really crying. And Marilla said certainly. Please sit down and calm yourself. It won't be fun as games, you know. You will have to work and go to school. What am I to call you? Should I still call you, Miss Cuthbert, or can I call you Aunt Marilla? Heavens, no. Everyone calls me Marilla. Anything else would make me nervous. I love to call you Aunt Marilla, said Anne wistfully. I've never had an aunt. No, I'm not your aunt, and I don't believe in calling people names that don't belong to them. Do you ever imagine things from how they are? No. Oh, Marilla, you really should. Anne leaned forward in her chair. She's interesting in here. Just this was very excited. I do it all the time. Just this morning, I imagined I was in the picture that hangs on the wall. And I was a little girl who lost in the forest, needing to find my way out. Oh my God, it's a huge, huge, huge story. Anne went back to her work, dusting living room. Of course, she kept talking and asking questions to Alive. Marilla, she asked, do you think I'll ever have a best friend in Navolna? We've always had an imaginary friend, kindred spirits, to keep me company. I entertained me while caring for the twins and working around the house, but it would be so lovely to have a real kindred spirit in a way to spirit with. Okay, so almost to the end. Diana Barry is about your age, Marilla said. She's away visiting her family right now, though. Does she have a red hair? And stopped dusting before stewed Marilla. It's bad enough I have a red hair, but it would be terrible if my best friend did too. Marilla rolled her eyes. Diana has dark hair and quite a good little girl, which is more important than being pretty. When Anne's chores were done, she sat by the window with her elbows on windowsills and her chin resting her seat. She blew a couple of airy kisses to the cherry blossoms and drifted to the sea of daydreams. So this is all done for this chapter. So maybe next time they're going to meet Diana, or they're going to meet Mrs. Lind, who are very, 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 very too much talker. And not much as Anne, but she has very curiosity, many, many curiosity. So maybe I'll see you there. Bye!